So we are learning today guessing games, so in Python. So let's see how it works. All the codes are in Python. So let's say we are doing the random numbers. So input random, and then we are creating one function. Uh, since I already created previously, so I'm just copy pasting that. This is nothing, just to see like how like after getting the right numbers, um, it printed on your screen. So it's nothing. This is a print statements only here. Using the print functions, you are just printing some, like this card with the ace of spades. So that's it. There's nothing, like fancy or something like that, or a very critical codes on there. So it's just the normal. So now uh, let's generate the random numbers between generate random number between let's say 1 to 1 and 10. Okay. So now what we are doing is this: we're trying to create a random number. So here, let's say the random number like a secret number that we don't know. Okay. So secret number is equals to random dot rand int. The range is like 1 through 10. Okay. Okay. Right. Now what we're doing is this is like after how many number of time of guessings you get the right numbers, right? So total guess equals to, let's initialize with a 0. And then now we are asking some things like, let's say, if like you ask the number from the users, right? So guess equals to int input uh, input the number, right? So this is what we did. So now we are checking with the conditional statements, so whether it's working properly, whether it's not. So if guess is equals to secret number, right? That's what we are looking there. If that is equals to the secret numbers, then if it is equals, then we'll print it'll print you guessed it. You guess right, right? You guess right. And then since like you already guessed the right, so you want to print it the how many number of times, right? So like total guess, and then let's say guesses, right? Okay, now elif. Now we are checking something else, right? So like if it is greater than the secret numbers, or whatever the guess numbers is greater than the secret numbers, then it should throw the another condition saying like, okay, guess is less than, or so guess is less than secret number, and then print. Okay, too, let's say like too low. Okay, that's it. And then or else print too low, and then like too high if it's less than that. Okay. Now, so since like we already created here one function, right? So we define one method here. So we will print that here. So if the case is right, then we call that function case of spade, right? Now let's save this. I already saved these programs in the name ex1py. So let's run these programs again. Okay, here is a run, and then run it. Okay, enter the number. Let's say 4. We guess right, 0 guesses. Then it's done. So you have to run these programs again. add some space. So run it into 8 too high. And since it's already we haven't used any loop over here, right? So every time we have to run the modules, let's say 7 is too high. Now every time we can go and just do this repeatings every times, right? So what we do is we will put this everything in the while loops and we change a lot of things over here. Okay, so let's do how it works. So we are just putting these two secret numbers and the total guess out of the while loops. So let's say while true, right? Then. So now we have to move this all on the tab, and this also tab. This is tab again. So okay, so doing this. So if it is right, so when the guess is all right, this is like okay, you guess all right, and this is the guesses. Okay, and then we will do what is once it's create the right answers, so it should be break right. Otherwise, it's looping will continuously loop, so there won't be any exist. Now let's say okay 4 too high. You put the number. It's too high. So let's put the 3 too high. 2. Now you get a guess right. 0 guesses. Now why it's saying the correct 0 guesses here? Because since we already put like 1, 2, 3 guesses right, but it still says the guesses. Now for this we haven't count the increment for these guesses right, total guess. So this should be inside the while loops, right? Every time you guess, so it should be below the while loops, below the guess. So let's say total guess is plus equals to 1. So now when you save these programs and run it, it will give you the total number of counts. So like 1, that's too low. 2, now it says like guess right, and there was a 2 attempt. 1 and 2, right? Now this is working. But what if I wants to once its guess is right, it still see our like actions like do you want to continue, and if you say like yes, and it will go back to the input the number again, right? So I need that statement over here. So what I will do in this case is like once this is right, so instead of break, I will just take these breaks out. If this is right and total guess equals to guesses. Now here I put another if statement. Uh, Here I put another statement if. So this will check like whether it will go for the continuously or not, right? So before that, it will ask like do you want to continue, right? So print uh, do you okay continue press continue press uh, for press Y, okay, uh, and this continue press any key, right? Okay, now so once the guess is right, when this guess is right, print. Okay, you are making one more space over there. Okay, so once this case is right, it will ask you to like whether you want to loop or not. So what is access like? Do you want to continue? Now let's say input me equals to input that lower. So what it's doing like is asking the users to input the your like a choice whether you want to proceed or not. If users say input me equals to yes. Now since I did the lowercase yes only, I'm not checking for another yes because I already changed the user input into the lowercase here. So we don't need to worry for the uh, another R to check like input is a capital Y or not. So yes, total guesses. Total guess equals to 0. Now we are reassigning the total guess to 0 again, because if you want to do that, it will continuously, like after asking the users to like put and continue, and it will user say yes, and then again it's like when you run the programs and somehow you get the right answers, right guess, then it will add the previous increment also, so which is like maybe like 10, or sometimes it's going to be more than that. But we want to reset that total guess to 0 once it's you want to continue, if they press yes then. So that's the reasons we put the total guess to 0. And then now what we do is secret. Okay, secret number, because we if we don't do the secret number here, let's see what happens. I will tell you the consequences that happens if you don't put the secret here, right? So here, total guess. So now let's call the guess again here, and then else, because and we will do here else if somebody say no. For the programs, if they say like no, then it will say like print bye, goodbye, goodbye. Okay, so and break it. So you have to come out of the loop, right? So let's save it and see what is the output for this. Now run the videos. You put the number like say 3. It's too low. 4. Now you got it. So it says input the number 4, and the total guess is 2 here. Now it's asking continue press Y, discontinue press any key. So I can press like capital Y, because if I press the capital Y, it will automatically change to the lowercase. Now it says input the number. Okay, let's say 3. Too low. 4. Now it's giving your guess is right. So do you want to continue? Say no. Now you say goodbye. So which is like you're out of the code, right? It says goodbye, so you are out of the code. So till here we understand how it works, right? And now, okay, that's what I was trying to show you, but um, I missed that part. Let me run it again here. What I was trying to show is like if I don't use the random number here again, so it's just like a two too high. Okay, let's say 1. Now, what is like I put that 1 here, random number 1, which means like okay, you're guessing and random number throws a 1, so which was right. Now continue. So yes, input the number. Now if I press Y again, 1 again, it will give you the right answers, because it's not changing the random numbers, because it is out of the while loops. Now every time I put yes and then run the programs, right? Yes, and say like again 1, it will give the right answers. Now this is not what I'm looking in these programs. So that's the reasons what. Okay, kill. Okay, let's no, and then I say it's kill. So now that's what I was talking about. Where we need it now. There's reassign the secret numbers here for the random number, right? We are reassigning the secret number variables to random again. That rand int from 1 through 10. Okay, now when we save these programs and run, now let's say like 3. It's too low. 4. Too low. 5. Too low. 6. Okay, now we got a 6, right? So here you got the right, which is a total count was 4. Now let's say yes, I want to run the program. Now if I put the 6 here, no, it's not showing, right? Because it's resetting the secret numbers now to the new values, right? It's too low. Okay, 7. Too low. 8. Too low. 9. Now you got it. So here your guess is right. So and the total count is now 4, because it's resetting to the 0. No, I don't want. So now it's goodbye. So when you put it, no, it's goodbye. Okay, now what if this is the case? Then it's all good. But sometimes, like by mistake, you put the uh, integers in place of integers, you put the strings values or characters, right? So how do I check that? and then just uh, through the message like, okay, you can only input the digit. Okay, let me run these programs again one time and say like, okay, u. Now it's gonna crash because u is not the integers, and it's expecting the integers here. So how we solve this? So now I change a little bit over here. Let's comment this one, and in place, okay, let's say guess equals to input. Okay, input the number, right? So now it's taking strings value here. But the problem here will be if it takes the string values, then it can't check this conditions. It cannot check this condition because these are the integers values. These are the numbers. So now let's see. Let's make one check again over here and say like, okay, I need the somethings. Okay, before that, okay, yes. So now what we do like here, we will make some changes and says like if guess, because we need only the uh, integers values, not the strings values over here. So what we do is here, if guess dot is, so now we have a one method called numeric. It will chase the numeric values, right? Equals to, which is false. If guess dot new is numeric is equals to false, then what it is going to print is print only this. Okay. Now, so if you put like k on there, then it says like, okay, no, you can't do that. You can only put the digit on there, right? But the problems here will be, let's see here, let control S and then run the modules. Okay, let's say E. Now, when I click, it will check like only digit, right? Like here, it checks the only digit. But the problem over here will be another next conditions because instead of strings and int. So this means like this is passing the strings, but here it's checking for the int. Now this is the problem, right? So how we solve this is like casting. Let's do the int here. Okay. So int. So guess wherever we find the variable guess, we are just casting into the int. So over here and everywhere, wherever we find it, we are doing just int guess in the condition, checking the conditions. Okay. Now here also we need. So here we need int. We're casting over int here. So when we've cast that int over there, so it's gonna be it says like, okay, this is the secret numbers. This is only the numeric values. So let's see how it looks like. So when we run the programs and says like here is t, it says only digit. So invalid retrievals for int with the base times t here if int guess equals secret numbers. Now what is happening here? What's the problem here is it's checking says int guess equals secret numbers because it's checking both at the same times. Because here it's 2 if, right? It's checking on both times. So which is not right. So what do we do else if? Because it will check this. If it is not that, then it will ask you the questions, right? So let's go here and then run. And says here K. Now input the number because only this is it. We don't need any numeric here. We don't need here strings or we don't need any characters here. So input the numbers. Let's say W. No, only this is it. So 2. Too high. Let's say 1. Add the number. So do you want to continue? Yes. Input the number. Say let's W. This is it. 6. Fine. And do you want to continue? No. So this is our good. But what happens if you run here like says run the programs and we put like 23? Is it too high? Now it's allowing to put the 23, right? But the range is only from 1 to 10. So we have to display that things in the screens. rather than saying too high. So let's kill these programs. And then now we have another else if statements below this one, right? So let's say elif. Okay, elif. So here, because since we need to cast this, that's all, everything is strings there. When you put the guess, that's always strings, so we have to cast it. When guess is greater than 10, or int guess is less or equals to 0, okay, then you have to print the message saying print number between 1 and 10. Input number between input number between 1 and 10. That's all, right? So let's save the programs and then go and run the programs. Okay, because here is the problem. We forgot the double quotations here, and save it and run it, right? So input the number. Let's say W. No, only digit. 2 is too low. 3. Yes, it's 3. Now, I'll tell you the of the problem over here in these programs, but let me continue this. Continue. Yes. Now input the numbers. Now I say, because we are having in between the 1 to 10, right? 23. Now it says input the number between 1 and 10. Okay, minus negative. So even minus is not allowed as an like a operator here. It's just taking as in characters here. So it's only digit. So it's 0. So input the number between 1 and 10. Okay, now say let's 4. Too high. 3. Too high. 2. Too high. 1. Now you got the guess.